Hello and welcome. My name is Erica from Me To You Paper Crafts. I'm a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator living on the west coast of Canada, and I'd like to welcome you to my Facebook page. I have been a demonstrator for 10 years now, and I have loved every minute of it. I've met lots of great friends, gone on some wonderful trips, and just had lots of crafty fun. So welcome. So today is the last day of my catalog walkabout that I did this week, Monday through Friday. You can watch all the replays on my Facebook page from Me To You Paper Crafts. And I encourage you to comment. On Saturday morning, I will come live and I will do the prize draw. I have to collect all of the people that commented and put them on a wheel, and then I will do a live and announce the winners. I have a gift certificate for anybody who posted comments who are customers or who are non-Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and then I have a prize draw for my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator friends. So there you go. So today it's all about tools. Now I work in a craft room. A lot of people who do, say, woodworking or work on cards, they usually call it a workshop. So they're working in their workshop or maybe their tool shed. And this particular stamp set is perfect for Father's Day coming up because it has a Father's Day greeting, but it's perfect for all of those masculine birthdays or any woman who happens to be in woodworking. Of course, women can do what men do, can't we? And so I'm going to show you this stamp set. So this is in our 2024 January to April mini catalog. I will turn my camera down and we will get started showing you everything. Let me just put the keyboard away here. And here we go. So let me just switch cameras here. All right, so this is the stamp set here. It's a stamp set with a set of dies, and there are literally, if I've counted correctly, there's 18 dies in this set. So there's lots of fiddling that you can do, including cutting out tiny little screws and bolts. There's dies that will even do that. And so you can either just stamp and design your card just by stamping. You've got what we call inside outside. So this is an outside stamp. So you stamp this first and then you fill it in with any color that you want. So if you want a red handled paintbrush in blue paint, you can do that. You've got the handle, so you can make these handles any color that you want for both the hammer and the wrench. And you've got some great greetings here. Happy Father's Day. You're the most awesome. And there's a thank you in there as well. Same as with the tape measure. You can make your tape measure any color that you like. And then, of course, you've got all of these dies. So here's just some examples. People have been making these toolboxes. Very, very cool. I will definitely have to look into making a toolbox. And this one is really cool because it shows this pegboard behind here. So there's a die to create this pegboard, which is really cool. Now, what comes with this set is a free Sale-a-Bration. So if you purchase this set at $75.50 for the bundle, then you can pick some free paper from the Sale-a-Bration brochure. I just have the paper here. Here it is. Okay, so this is in the Sale-a-Bration brochure that you can pick up. So I'm going to show you these sheets. I've taken out, there's 2 sheets of each, and I've already taken out and started to cut into some sheets. So I'm just going to show you the full sheets here. Now, what is really cool is that there are 2 sheets. Let me pull out the second sheet. There are 2 sheets in here that have tools, okay? Now, you can cut this paper up, just use it as your card, and with a simple greeting on it, that would make a real quick and easy masculine card or feminine card, whatever you know, whoever the person is that you're sending it to. But the really unique thing, like a lot of our papers, is that you can cut these out of the paper with dies. Okay, so these are different papers, so you get an opportunity to have different colored things in here. Okay, so if you take a look, for example, there is 2 different kinds of saws. Well, they're the same saw, actually, with different handle. But there's a saw here, and then there's a saw here. Okay, so you've got different colors. You've got, let's see, you've got, oh, here, you've got a Lost Lagoon hammer here, and you've got a crushed curry hammer here, for example. Now, the really cool thing is that, as I said, you can cut these out with dies, and I've already done some cutting. I spent all morning cutting out all of these little pieces. So you can cut out the rent. This is all from the paper. I did not stamp these and then color them. These are all from the paper. So here's a bunch of wrenches that I cut out. Then you can cut out, there's not as many drills on the paper, but you can cut out a few drills here. And there is a drill bit die. And rather than cut out the paper, I would use some, maybe some silver paper, silver foil paper, or gray paper to do the drill bit. And then look, I cut out a whole bunch of different paint brushes here. And then the tape measure also cuts out. So there's a few different tape measures. So if you don't want to be stamping and coloring, many people don't really care for coloring. So you can just take your time and just die cut a whole bunch of these different elements. Okay. So, and then I put these in a little bag and then I keep them in my stamp set. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Let me see who's here. Christine is here. Hi, Christine. This set is on your wish list for sure. Hi, Carol. I have enjoyed this week. Thank you, Carol. I'm glad. Makes my efforts all worthwhile when people enjoy it. All right, I'm just going to set that tray aside. Now, the way I cut this up is, I just take my scissors and I just start kind of cutting in between things until I get a piece of paper, and then I start fussy cutting. And I enjoy fussy cutting, to be honest with you. Now, of course, if you have the Brothers Scan and Cut, life would be a lot easier and quicker. Okay, so those two different sheets. So just be aware, there's two different sheets. Okay, this one has got a circular saw on it. This one does not. This one has a, what's this called? A clamp. I should have my husband standing next to me. This is a clamp. This is a level. Oh my gosh, he uses levels a lot. Okay, there's a level on here. On this one, there is the drill. So see, the drill is only on one sheet. So you've really only got one to fully cut it out. But like I said, there is a drill bit die, so you can cut that out separately. And the tape measures are on this sheet, but not on this sheet. So you get the idea. So just make sure you're aware that there's two separate sheets. Okay. And then the backs of these sheets are, this is sort of like a planning sheet. So you could kind of design this with a ruler on it. Or you could even maybe draw some things on here, like a little birdhouse or something. And then you could show that the project that you're going to be making. And then this is our Lost Lagoon color here. Then we have, this is a great one. This has got like a tape measure on here. So that's great paper. And on this side, you've got this pegboard. But I really like the die that cuts out the pegboard. You'll see that in a minute. Okay. Then this is really cool. This is a, the toolboxes, the famous Canadian Tire toolboxes. That's what this paper represents. So if you're going to build a toolbox or make a card with a toolbox, and you'll see I've got an example, real simple example for that. And then on the back, you've got your nuts and bolts on the back. Nuts, bolts, and screws, I think, on that sheet. So that's kind of fun. And then this has got hammers on this sheet. So that's a lot of fun. And on the back of that, again, are your nuts and bolts. And I think I need another light here to get rid of the shadowing. So more nuts and bolts. And then you've got a sheet of screwdrivers. Very cool. And then just a muted, another background piece. So fun papers. And you can, like I said, choose to cut out or use the dies to cut out the papers. Okay. All right. So this was a lot of dies on here. I'm just going to show you the sheet because I've taken some off here. This is what the dies are. So here is your your, oh, what did I call it? Pegboard. Here's part of your drill. Here's the drill bit right here. This is the drill bit. So this piece goes with this. Then you've got the paintbrush, and then you've got the paintbrush bristles here. You've got a couple of different wrenches. Here is a wrench, a vice grip wrench, and this is a different kind of a wrench. I have no idea what this little piece is. I haven't figured that out yet. This is the pencil. So you have a pencil. I should pull this in. So yeah, see, you can cut out the pencil. You can cut out the hammer. Now here's the outline of the hammer, and then you can take the head of the hammer and again do that in your silver foil or say smoky slate cardstock. And here's your tape measure. The wrench, this wrench also has the full wrench, and then you can die cut again out of foil for the head of the wrench. And I'm not sure what these are yet. And this looks like the toolbox handle. And I don't know. Here's your nuts and bolts that you can cut out. And this bit here is part of the tape measure. It's this little, you know, the button that you press, and that's part of that. And like I said, I have no idea what these are. I'll have to ask my husband. What are those? And these are handles for something, I think. So I'll have to watch some more videos to figure out, you know, it takes a while before you really know what everything is. Oh, he's coming over. He can't help himself. Come and tell me what these are for tools.
What tools?
What is this thing? What are these? He'll be really embarrassed now if he doesn't know. They're right here. They look like shears, or they attach to something. But there's no stamp that coordinates with it, so I'm not quite sure what those are.
Yeah, the end of shears.
They're the end of some shears, aren't they? So maybe there's shears in the designer series paper. Okay, I'll have to cut them out and see what they attach to.
What else don't you know? That I don't
well,
know.
These I think are handles for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I know everything else. I'm pretty good, eh?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
I know everything else. Okay, you can go back to having your lunch. All right. Yeah, these look like it cuts two things. Yeah, it looks like shears, but there's got to be a handle for it. Anyway, if you guys have this set and you figure it out, let me know. All right, so let's get on with making cards. I'm actually going to make 2 cards today. I thought it would be, they're really simple, but I thought I'd make 2 cards today. Okay, here's the first one. I've already got everything cut out, ready to go. So this is the first card. So these were fussy cut. These were both fussy cut. These were all fussy cut because there's no dies for these. So I fussy cut these 3 tools out of the paper. This is an extra strip that I'm going to use on the inside. This is a piece, this is a die here. It's this die here. And you could use this to help build the toolbox, but I'm going to use it as a label. And then here's the pegboard. Look how cool this pegboard is. Isn't that cool? Now, the thing with the pegboard, I'm going to show you in the second card. Well, I'll show it to you right here. Here I've got the pegboard ready. I've already cut it out, but I wanted to show you how this works. When you peel this off, you've got to take all the little, you've got to poke all the little pieces of paper out of the die ready for the next time. So it's a bit cumbersome, but it works. So I've got this pegboard here. Here's my base card. This is a very, very simple card. This is Lost Lagoon. It's half a sheet of cardstock cut at 4 1/4 inches, scored at 5 1/2. So I thought I would create sort of like a workbench or a wall of tools with the drawer system underneath it. So pretty simple. So let's start putting this card together. So with being the beginning of the catalog launch, which was January 4th, there's a few things demonstrators and customers alike are posting stuff to the internet, but there's not a lot out there. So you've got to really put your thinking cap on to make up some cards or get some ideas from the cards that are posted. Why is my hand hanging in the air? Oh, I'm looking for my tape runner here. So how are you ladies feeling about it being Friday? Even though I'm retired, I still love Fridays. So this is the kind of the chrome that's the top of the drawer. So I'm going to orient this way on my card. So I'm going to put this on the bottom, like so. And then I've got my pegboard to put right on top here. So on this, I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow on here. Let's get that going. And I'm just going to put that right like that on there. Then for the inside of my card, I'm going to probably put this inside, just like it's the top of the drawer. Simple. Now this is going to be a greeting. So I'm going to, now I pulled out a happy birthday. I need some birthday cards. So this happy birthday is from the artistically inked stamp set. It's in the annual catalog. Artistically, it's got a really nice big bold happy birthday on there. So I'm going to just stamp that in black. Now I chose to die cut this before I stamped it. Let's hope my stamp is straight. Oh, and it didn't come out very well. Didn't ink very well, but I'm going to stick with it. It looks like worn paint. Should we go with that? It looks like worn paint. And I might put that up on dimensionals. Now, these things I'm just going to hang on my pegboard. Or they might be fastened like this. I could do them this way instead. And this one, now if I was smart, I would have maybe looked as if this was tucked in the drawer. I could have left this sort of up and tucked this into the drawer. I'll have to think about that for next time. So I don't know, should I put these down like this? There, I think I'll stick them on like that. Okay. So let's glue these on. Now I think, and I didn't look it up, but I think we've had other stamp sets with tools on them. So if I do a Google search for Stampin' Up! Tool die sets or stamp sets, I might find, because I might still have the stamp set. Now, one thing I did see on Pinterest, which I'm happy I saw it, and I never bought it. It came out last year with a masculine stamp set. It is an embossing folder. I'm going to point it out to you in the catalog. Some of you may already have it. Yeah, I'm sure it was with a masculine set. It might have been with the, wasn't there a motorcycle set last year, and it had this embossing folder that looks like metal. They use it to cover drains on the downtown sidewalks. So it's got like mesh on it. I'll show it to you in a second. Let me just finish my card. Where are my dimensionals? Some of you may know what I'm already talking about. So let's just put this on. There we go. Happy birthday. All right, there you go. That's a really, really simple card, but just an idea. I think that turned out okay. And I don't think we'll be putting any Wink Stella on here. I love Wink Stella. Okay, so for the inside of the card, now what I could do here is I could pick some tools. See, this is my bag of cutouts here. I could pick out, and I even cut some of the pieces from the edges of the paper, so you only get like a half tool. I do that a lot. See, I've got a little screwdriver here. So what I might do is pretend this is the top of the drawer, and I might just glue this in here like that. Oh my gosh, I've just had a huge deja vu, but it's something I remember. Okay, we'll just do that. Just to add a little something on there. There we go. So happy birthday. And hi, Sharon. Nice of you to, excuse me, nice of you to show up. You love the card. Good. There, look at that. I think that turned out okay. Okay, now, second card is, I thought I might use this saw here. Now, I noticed that there was a wrench, and there was only one wrench on the one sheet of paper, and I cut it out with this die. But there was only one wrench, so it was hardly worth it. So I'll just put that back. So on this card, where are my pieces? Okay, first of all, I was talking about that embossing folder. It's called metal plate. Do any of you have that? So I've just put it on my list to order. I think that would be a nice addition to this set and any other masculine set. I had thought about buying it once before, but didn't. Okay, so metal plate would work really great with this set. So if you have it, keep that in mind. The painted texture, I mean, it's part of woodworking. I mean, it's part of, say, house building, and you've got a paintbrush in there. So you could use the painted texture as a background for your cards. And the timber is what I'm going to use on the next card. I mean, it's wood grained, so you could use the timber as well. So think about things that would coordinate. So here's my timber embossing folder. And I'm going to pull out. Okay, so here's my card. This is pecan pie card base. It is a half a sheet the other way. This is a portrait card. Well, they're both portrait, but this is opens like that. Then I cut a strip. This was a 4 by 5 1/4 layer, and I cut it in half. So I've got this strip to go over here. And then I'm going to cut this out just to show you what it looks like when I've cut it out. So let me just go do that. So this is what happens when you cut it out. It doesn't cut it out. So I lined it up against the side of the paper, top and left hand. So I just have a little bit to trim now. So let's trim this up. Okay, so there's your pegboard. And then, so then what happens, look at that. It's filled with cardstock. So I could try and tap it out, but they don't really come out. If you still have a die brush, I have mine, but I don't know where it is. But I just spent the time and I took my pokey tool and I poked out all those little bits. So that's just to let you know about that. Okay, and then I thought I would frame this pegboard with some black cardstock. I'll let you know the measurement of this if you want to make a note, if you want to make a frame for the pegboard. Where's my ruler gone? Okay, I cut this to 2.5 by 4, 2.5 by 4. I could have just used my grid mat. I'm loving my mat. Did I say that already? I'm loving my mat. Okay, so I'm going to glue that onto there. So the way to do that, I could use, no, I'm not going to use glue dots. It's faster. Oh, there goes my cap. It's faster just to just put a bit of glue. On here. Okay, there is our pegboard. Okay, now I thought I would emboss the front of the card with this wood grain. And I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to put it in like that. Okay, let me run that through. Oh, had to use some muscle on that. All right, so there's my wood grain. Now I'm going to put this on. Let's just do some designing here. I'm going to put this on. Then I'm going to put this on. Then I'm going to maybe use the saw on there. And let's see, maybe I need a, let's see. So we've got this. I think I might do a thank you card. I can always use thank you cards. What about you guys? So I have a thank you here. Actually, I don't know. Hang on. I think I might not do the saw. I wanted to do some stamping. Yeah, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do the saw, or I could do two things. Anyway, let me just decide here. I think we're going to do the saw. First of all, I'm going to do, okay, slow down, Erica. This is what happens when ideas start flowing. Let's do my thank you. So let's just get a little strip of white out of my scrap drawer here. Now let's hope this inks up better. This is the first time using this stamp set. So again, I need to do a little bit of conditioning. I think I told you the trick about the Versamark, yes? Oh, Christine, you have that embossing folder. Ooh, lucky girl. Okay, thank you. That's better. And let's trim that down. Okay, so I have that ready. Now, what else was I thinking? I need a piece of white. Let's see. Is this hammer going to fit on here? Yes, it's going to fit on here. So let's... Now, here's an idea for you guys. I just thought of it now. So if you have women friends who could use, who you feel this card with tools would be appropriate for, why not cut the handles out of really pretty designer series paper, like flowers or something? Because you know there's handle dies, right? So you could die cut that from some floral paper. Okay, there's our hammer. So now what I can do is, where's my die set here? Okay, so here's the hammer head. And I brought out some foil paper. Oh, what did I do with it now? There it is. I've got a couple of different kind of foils in here. I've got this really shiny foil. We can't get silver foil anymore right now, but I've got some scraps. But I've got this other brush stuff, which I like even better. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of this for the hammerhead. So there's my little hammerhead. Okay. So that'll go right on top of my hammer. But first I have to cut out my hammer. So where's my hammer die? Here. Now, so here's the deal. You could say, let's pretend this is floral paper. You cut out the whole hammer again, and then you just cut off the bottom part and glue it on top of here. But first I'm going to color this today. I brought out some pecan pie. I'm kind of doing a bit of a monochromatic card here. Oh dear, I should have brought out my smoky slate. Because I need to do the, oh no, I don't. Nope, never mind. I thought the hammerhead was, but this will cover it. Perfect. Let's add some shading on here, give it some texture. Okay, now I can cut this out. I think I said this once before with a die set that had tons of dies in it, things that you build. I had said this, oh my gosh, it looks like it's just too fussy for me. And I still think that when I look at it, but then once I start playing with it, once I start cutting out all the pieces, and if you just stamp a bunch of the tools and color them and just, you know, throw them in a box, and then you can start designing. It's kind of fun. It's when you have to pull it out every time you want to make a card. That to me is the fussy part. So when you first take it out, don't take it out with the intent of making a card. Take it out, cut a stamp, color, cut, bunch of stuff, and then start creating. Okay, so there's my hammer, and I'm just going to glue this. It's too bad they didn't do any, you know how sometimes on their dies they do embossing, but they didn't emboss this die, which is too bad. I would have, see, you've got all kinds of lines in here. So I would have embossed the die. That would have been perfect. Okay, well, let's just slip this on here. And there's your hammer. Okay, let's put our card together now. So I'm going to glue now. This is, watch your directions. There's some directional stuff here. I better use Tombow on here because it's embossed surface. When I have an embossed surface, I like to use my Tombow. Okay, so there's that. Then I want that. Then I'm going to put my thank you on some dimensionals again. Let's stick another one in the middle. Okay, so let's glue this on. We're going to put my thank you. That'll work. Put that on. Okay, and then we've got, let's put our tools on. Our thank you is going to go here, let's say. we'll put that there. And now what you could do is, if you want to have, you could actually score some lines on here. Where's the, if you wanted to add, I'm going to try it. Let's see what I can do here. I'm just going to grab, I have a fine, really fine stylus in my stash here. So I think I need to stamp this again to see what it looks like. Where do I have one cut out? Yeah, here, look. So I have this hammer here. So I might just go you could just add a little bit of something. There. I just added a little dimension to that. Whoops, where's my camera? See? That worked out. Okay, so I've got my hammer, and I was going to add the saw. I think the hammer and the saw go really well with the wood grain because we're building something out of wood. What do you think? Okay, let's glue this on. Crap. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I'm just rubbing the glue off my fingers here. I might put this here. I think I'll hang the hammer upside down. No, the head will get hidden, won't it, underneath my greeting. So I think I'll leave it up here. And I have my thank you. Whew, a lot of thinking in this card, even though it's fairly simple. Thank you. Fun. Cute. I like it. Here's my 2 cards. So I'll post these up so that you can have a look at them. The brushed silver looks great. Yeah, the brushed silver is good. Really good. So see if you have any of that in your stash. And I think I might die cut some. Where are we for time? 1:42. I've got a few more minutes here. I thought I would take this brushed metal again and let's cut out, let's see what these look like. I'm going to cut some nuts and bolts and maybe put them in here on the birthday greeting. Let's just see what these look like. Cut them twice. I've used this glass mat pretty well all week, and I think it's time for a little wash. Okay, so here are my little nuts and bolts. Look how cute they are. So I need my pokey tool. Because these really are not too bad. These are going to be a little, and yeah, can you, I don't know, you can't see that, but see, these are a whole bunch of those little dots from that. Pegboard. Okay, I'm definitely going to need my tweezers. So, I don't know if they're going to show up that well. Yeah, they will. So I need a tiny bit. So I'm going to do my little glue trick here. Oh, look at these adorable screws. I thought this greeting just needed a little dressing up. What do you think? I think that's enough. Even though I did it twice, I don't want to overdo it. So they have added a little extra. Okay, ladies, thank you so much again for joining in today. I really appreciate having some company while I craft. That's always a good thing. Oh my gosh, look at me. I'm remembering to bring my face back. There I am. So thanks again. Please, if you make anything, would you post it to my Facebook page so that everybody can kind of share and see what you're making with any of the new items from the catalog? And yeah, that ends my week. But I'm going to be continuing. I think I'll be doing a few more videos next week. I have a few more products that I haven't even, opened yet that I would like to share. So I'll just come on randomly, I think, next week and just post some stuff. And I'll be back Monday morning, of course, for Mojo Monday. And I will be back again next Thursday, continuing on with that. But I think I'll pop on a couple of times during the week. So thanks once again. And I will pop on Saturday morning to do the draw. I have an appointment Saturday morning. Okay, I'll figure out a time to come live and do the draw but I have to collect all the names. So comment away and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye, ladies.